Mr. Speaker, I recognize my friend from Texas, Mr. Roy, for 4 minutes.
Gentleman from Texas is recognized for 4 minutes.
I thank my friend from Virginia. I would note for the American people that this week the Republican majority is bringing before the body two important measures. One, to ensure the integrity of our elections, to ensure that only American citizens can vote in American elections, a fairly common sense principle which enjoys 80% plus approval among the American people, that would straightforward ensure that non-citizens may not vote in our elections. It's that simple. The second measure we're bringing forward is a piece of legislation that we're actively debating right now in a committee that I'm co-chairing, the Judiciary Committee, and I will go back to that committee forthwith, in which we are having witnesses before the Judiciary Committee discussing the extent to which we have judges that are taking action unilaterally, what are called temporary restraining orders or injunctions, to thwart the efforts of the administration's actions in direct result of the election in November, to carry out the agenda for which the president was elected. Now, this is a bipartisan problem that has been something where you have judges that will act unilaterally as a single district judge, and the question is, what do we do about it? We've had Democrats that have said we should change it. We have Republicans that said we should change it. Well, we're trying to change it. We're trying to say that a judge can take action on the parties before them, but nothing more, and then have that go up through another procedure, and then allow the of an appellate panel or a three-judge panel or the Supreme Court fast tracks, they decide there should be an injunction, there can be. So let me put this in plain speak for the American people. We're putting measures on the floor to ensure that only American citizens vote in American elections, and to ensure that judges don't make the policy for America, that the elected leaders do, whether it's the executive branch president or the members of Congress, and that there would be a process to ensure that the Constitution, the laws of the land are being protected. That's what this majority body is putting forward. And we can listen all day long about what we're hearing today regarding proxy voting. The American people that I know and represent and talk to expect us to show up. Right now across this country, Americans are showing up to work. They're going in and they're doing their plumbing work. They're electricians showing up to work. They're builders. They're standing out in the sun. They're picking crops. They're working hard. They don't get to take a pass. They don't get to not show up. But we were elected to represent 750,000 Americans each. We are elected under the Constitution of the United States, and we are supposed to show up in Congress. It's what it means. We're supposed to be here. It's why the institution exists. It's why this floor exists. And there have been countless reasons why there would be cause for us to want to allow members to have some sort of flexibility. People who are sick, our friend Steve Scalise, who was shot. He was shot, and he didn't ask for some special dispensation. He fought cancer, is still fighting cancer, and as the majority leader is standing here on this floor every day doing the job. New dads. I'm a dad. My daughter, my son, they asked me to show up to things. I missed my son's 4-H presentation last week. I missed my daughter's 4-H this last week. I've missed countless family engagements. My wife carries the burden of making sure our family can function back home in Texas. But you know what? I signed up for the job. That's what I did. I signed up for the job. And when you let this happen, it will not just happen for mothers or fathers. It will be for everybody. And then we'll have proxy voting where you will have pressures brought to bear that will fundamentally change this institution. No, we should not allow this to occur. No, we shouldn't have discharge petition brought to the floor, which does violence to the Constitution, does violence to the body, and does it with no ability to amend it, because the way the rule was drafted, there would be no amendments, no ability to debate it. We should stand.
I yield the gentleman an additional 30 seconds.
I appreciate my friend from Virginia. What we are doing on the floor today is right and proper under our rules. It is to say that we should have a full-throated debate on something that would fundamentally change the people's house. Nothing more, nothing less. And we should do that. This is something that's been debatable. It was debated by the founders. It was debated by them and rejected. It was debated and rejected in the Articles of Confederation. It was debated and rejected in the Constitution. And now we are staring at the result of having set aside tradition and precedent by embracing proxy voting during COVID. Now it's being trying to be expanded beyond that. We should not do that. And with that, I will yield back.
Gentleman for Virginia Reserve.